Verse 30. How should one chase 1,000?
How should one man chase how many?
1,000.
1,000. How shall one chase 1,000? Read.
And 2 put 10,000 to flight.
And 2 put 10,000 men to flight, man. Read.
Except the rock had sold them, and the Most High had shut them up.
That's right. Most High sold us and shut us up, man. Listen at this, read.
For their rock is not as our rock.
So King Saul is like, hey, man, kill me. So they wouldn't abuse me. Because he said their rock is not as our rock, read.
Even our enemies themselves being judges.
Even our enemies are to this day being judges over us. When they supposed to be servants. We supposed to be the judges over them. But we didn't follow the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, so here we are. They judges over us. Read. Listen to what it says.
For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah.
There it is. Their vines are the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah, man. What's happening there? Homosexuality and lesbian, you know. That's why he said, hey, follow me. Kill me, so they don't abuse me. Because they're, why? Read. For their vine.
For their vine is the vine of Sodom.
Their vine is of the vine of Sodom, man. Read.
And of the fields of Gomorrah.
And of the fields of Gomorrah. Read.
Their grapes are grapes of gall.
Grapes of gall. Read.
Their clusters are bitter.
Come on.
Their wine is the poison of dragons.
The wine is the poison of dragons. Read.
And the cruel venom of asps.
There it is, man. Full cruel venom of poisonous snakes, man. That's why he said, hey, go back to 1 Samuel 31 and 4.
1 Samuel chapter 31, verse 4. Then said Saul unto his armor bearer, draw thy sword, and thrust me through their width, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through.
He say, man, kill me, man. Lest these cats come, man. And they thrust him through, and what?
And abuse me.
And abuse him, because their rock is not as our rock, man. Their rock is as Sodom and Gomorrah. He knew what they was going to do. Abuse him, man. Go ahead.
But his armor bearer would not.
He wouldn't do it. Armor bearer wouldn't do it. Have respect for him. He wouldn't do it. Read.
For he was so afraid.
Go ahead.
Therefore Saul took the sword and fell upon him.
Okay, go ahead.
And when his armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword and died with him.
So when his armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell upon his sword also and died. Go ahead.
So Saul died.
Saul died, read.
And his 3 sons.
His 3 sons, come on.
And his armor bearer.
And his armor bearer, read.
And all his men.
All his men, read.
That same day together.
Same day together. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And when the men of Israel that were on the other side of the valley, and they that were on the other side Jordan, saw that the men of Israel fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook the cities and fled, and the Philistines came and dwelt in them.
So these nasty Africans, Egyptians came and dwelt in our cities. We had to flee from them. Go ahead.
And it came to pass on the morrow, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his 3 sons fallen in Mount
Gilboa. So when they came to strip the ones that were slain, to take whatever they can find off of them for themselves, it's called spoils. To strip them of whatever they can get, because you know a brother was sharp when he went to war, put on his best to go to war. Looking sharp, right? Jewels and everything, just girded down. So whenever you lost, then that was the spoils that whoever won was able to strip them of everything that they had. That's what happened. They found Saul and his 3 sons dead. Go ahead.
And they cut off his
See,
head.
there it is. They cut off his head, read.
And stripped off his armor.
Stripped off his armor, read.
And sent into the land of the Philistines round about, to publish it in the house of their idols and among the people.
See that? Publish it among the house of their idols and among the people. Because all the gods of the nations are what? Idols. So these Philistines dealing with idols. Something contrary to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Read.
And they put his armor in the house of
Ashtaroth.
And they fastened his body to the wall of Beth-shan.
See what he said? See what they was going to do it while he was alive, man. Tell him what they did, what it did to him. See what they did? Cut his head off. They put his head on the wall and his body on the wall. Read. And put the armor in the house of Ashtaroth. Dang on Egyptian god. Another name for Semiramis, really. Yeah. Go ahead.
And when the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead heard of that which the Philistines had done to Saul, all the valiant men of war,
valiant. All the valiant.
all the valiant men of war,
Yeah, all the men of war, mighty men of war arose. When they found out what they did to Saul, both sides anointed, all the valiant men arose, read.
and went all night,
And went all night, read.
and took the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons from the wall of Bethshan, and came to Jabesh, and burnt them there.
And burnt them there. Go ahead.
And they took their bones and buried them under a tree at Jabesh, and fasted 7 days.
Right, because when you were around the dead body, you were unclean for 7 days. But they, gave homage to Saul also. So let's go to 2 Samuel, the first chapter. I want to go into this to show you something that's clear here. We got to see to read this.
Second book of Samuel, chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass after the death of Saul, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and David had abode 2 days in Ziklag.
So David is coming back from the slaughter of the Amalekites. Y'all know who that is, right? Huh? He was killing the Amalekites. Those are the Jewish people today. Esau's grandsons. Go ahead.
It came even to pass on the 3rd day that, behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul.
So a man came out of the camp from Saul, read.
With his clothes rent.
With his clothes rent. Go ahead.
And earth upon his head. And so it was, when he came to David, that he fell to the earth and did obeisance.
Right. When he came to David, he rent his clothes, got dirt on top of his head, and he fell down on the earth to David to give obedience. Go ahead.
And David said unto him, from whence comest thou?
So where you coming from? Read.
And he said unto him, out of the camp of Israel am I escaped.
He said, am I out of the camp of Israel am I escaped? Go ahead.
And David said unto him, how went the matter? I pray thee, tell me. And he answered, that the people are fled from the battle, and many of the people are fallen and dead. And Saul and Jonathan and his son are dead also.
Right, so he's giving them the report. That many of the men are dead, and King Saul and Jonathan his son are dead also. Go ahead.
And David said unto the young man that told him, how knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son be dead?
So how you know that King Saul and his sons are dead? Go ahead.
And the young man that told him said, as I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaned upon his spear, and, lo, the chariots and horsemen followed hard after him.
Right. Zakatah. So he's telling them. Read that again.
2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 6. And the young man that told him said, As I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaped upon his spear, and lo, the chariots and horsemen followed hard after him.
Right, so it said, hey, they was chasing after Saul. Go ahead.
And when he looked behind him, he saw me and called unto me, and I answered, Here am I.
So he said when he looked behind him, he saw him, and he called on him and said, Here am I. Go ahead.
And he said unto me, Who art thou?
He said, Who art thou? Who are you? Read.
And I answered him, I am an Amalekite.
He said, I am an Amalekite. So who are you? He said, I am an Amalekite. I am Jewish, as they call themselves today. You know? Yeah. Now just put it on. Put that one in there. Just put the cord in that. Plug that one in. There you go. So he said, hey, I'm an Amalekite. I'm Jewish. As they call themselves today. Go ahead.
He said unto me again, Stand, I pray thee, upon me, and slay me, for anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me.
So he said, hey, stand and slay me. Anguish is upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. Read.
So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head, and the bracelet that was on his arm, and have brought them hither unto my power.
Hear that? Hear what he said? Did y'all hear what he just said? Read that again. Read verse 9 and 10 again so you can hear exactly what he's saying.
2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 9. He said unto me again, Stand, I pray thee, upon me, and slay me, for anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me.
Go ahead.
So I stood up upon him.
So the Amalekite says, so I stood up upon him. He told me to stand up in front of him. Go ahead.
And slew him.
So I stood upon him and killed him. Read.
Because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head, and the bracelet that was on his arm, and have brought them hither unto my power.
Yeah. This Amalekite killed him. Made sure he was dead. See, I knew he couldn't live after the wound that he had, put upon himself. So I said he slew him and took the crown off his head and the bracelet that was on his arm and have brought him to you, King David. Well, David, because he wasn't king yet. Go ahead.
Then David took hold on his clothes and rent them.
David took his clothes and just tore his clothes. Read.
And likewise all the men that were with him.
And all the men that was with him. Just that was one thing that we did. We showed humility. We just tore our clothes. That was some part of our humility. Read.
And they mourned and wept and fasted until evening for Saul and for Jonathan his son.
So they wept, they mourned until the sun went down. For King Saul and Jonathan and his sons, and King Saul's sons. Read.
And for the people of the Most High, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword.
That's right, because remember, they killed all of them. They took over the city and so forth. Go ahead.
And David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou?
Say, whence art thou? Read.
And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite.
So I am the son of a stranger, an Edomite. That's an Amalekite. Go ahead.
And David said unto him, How wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Most High's anointed?
Here you go with that Most High's anointed again. You know how he felt about that. He said, wasn't you afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Most High's anointed? All the times he said, I could have destroyed him. But he didn't. He said, hey, man, I'll be wrong to kill the Most High's anointed. Yes.
Just like the armor bearer. He didn't want to do it.
No, he didn't want to do it.
No, he was afraid.
Yep. That's right. Here go this Edomite, this Amalekite. I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't worry about it. He has as death, man. I mean, come on. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And David called one of the young men and said, go near and fall upon him.
David called one of the young men and said, come here, man. Go follow that cat, man. What is he talking about? Read.
And he smote him that he died.
And he killed him right there on the spot. That young man killed him. King David said, go follow him, man. How you going to kill the anointed of the Most High? Let him die the death that he going to die. He on the spear, I mean, he's going to die anyway. He's going to just kill him. I knew he couldn't survive.
I'm sure that he wouldn't.
Right, I'm sure. Right. But he's going to kill him. Go ahead.
David said unto him, thy blood be upon thy head, for thy mouth has testified against thee, saying, I have slain the Most High's anointed.
That's right, man. See, let that be upon you. Verse 17. Man.
And David lamented with this lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son.
Right. David was crying, man. He was sad behind this. This happening as such. Okay, jump to verse 23.
2 Samuel, chapter 1, verse 23. Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives. And in their death, they were not divided.
They were still together, man. They were lovely and pleasant in their life, man. And in their death, they were not divided. Go ahead.
They were swifter than eagles.
They were swifter than eagles, man. Fast on their feet, read.
They were stronger than lions.
Oh, stronger than lions. Wow. Stronger than lions. Not lion, not a lion, than lions. Stronger than lions, plural. That's right. More than one lion. Stronger than lions. Powerful, man. Go ahead.
Ye daughters of Israel, weep over Saul, who clothed you in scarlet, with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel.
Wow, man. You daughters of Israel, he said, weep over Saul, who clothed you with scarlet, red color, with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. Gold, solid gold upon their clothes, man. Decked them out. Go ahead.
How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle? O Jonathan, thou wast slain in thine high places.
Go ahead.
I am distressed over thee, Slakia. I am distressed for thee. My brother Jonathan, very pleasant had thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of women.
Right, so he ain't talking about he was having sex with him. That's just showing how much love and brotherly love they had together, man, because remember, Solomon had 1,000, but he didn't find one worthy. And he had it better than King David as far as, 1,000 women. He said he only found one man that was worthy, continually. So he said that brotherly love that they had together passed the love of a woman. Go ahead. Because that's one thing, I always say, since I've been in the truth, and I know brothers, they might not be with the same woman, but we still have the brotherhood, unity. You see what I'm saying? We still have the unity of the brotherhood, and that's what it is, that love that we're supposed to have in dealing with what we got to deal with to make it. That's what he's saying. It passed the love of a woman. Go ahead.
How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished?
That's right, man. Perished. Get Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 30. You notice how they killed Saul and his sons. This is why I'm here to read this. Go ahead.
Verse 1.
Yes.
Ecclesiastes chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son causes him to feel the rod.
Right. If you love your son, man, you say you're going to cause them often to feel the ride. That's to whoop their butts. No, we'll feel the ride. Read.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
That he may have joy of him in the end. Ain't talking about abuse, though. You know, you got to know your limitation, because this brother that's up on charges behind that, this football player, you know, right now, Peterson, for the Minnesota Vikings. He beat him and he started bleeding, I guess. I haven't seen it, but from what I hear, they said he abused his son, where he whooped him and he was bleeding. He says you cause him off to feel the ride, but this world says if you beat your child, that's child abuse. Most I said you cause him oftentimes to feel the ride, so you can have joy of him in the end. I got whipped, shoot. I got whipped when I was coming up. A whole lot of people of my age and under, you know, somewhat under, before they come up with this rule, you can't touch your children, but yesterday you can't whoop them, but the police get them and beat their butt, tear them up with them billy clubs and, you know, throw them on the I seen where his cop just grabbed his cat, man, and broke his face, man, just threw him into the cement. Remember that one cat, he was young, took him and threw him on the hood of a car, bam, you can't touch him. How can they do that? You know? Even the school system is protected. You know? Certain things happen at school, that's abuse. Sometimes they even call you, let you even know. Child gotta come. What happened to you here? How is it that something can happen? They ain't calling to try and, you know, get whoever it is that did something to them like that. You don't even know it, but they even call you, but let something happen at home, and they go to school, and they look like they would if the same way it happened at school, then they got something to say about it. This place is all backwards, man. It's messed up for a lot of words. It's jacked up. It's jacked up, man, any way you look at it. Yeah.
This lady, she played the movie Blindside. She's on the news, saying she raised her children, which is she adopted a Judah boy, and said she's teaching them, you don't touch a woman no matter what. You don't touch her. I was like, oh man. Because I've been in a situation, it don't work that way.
Right.
But they say, and now it's in the whole world, no matter what, don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen many cases, women come at knives, but they're not telling you the women abuse. Men
So he got to die, right? They come out with a knife. He got to just die, right?
Yeah, that's wrong. So even if you take their hand and twist it to if you hurt them, that's abuse. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. I mean, I like what Whoopi Goldberg said. You know, and her being in, you know, the position that she's in the live stream, you know, right there in the limelight. She said straight up, you know, women, if you put your hand on a man, he got a right to hit you back. You know, he got a right to hit you back. What about self-defense? You know, like you say, they come at you with a knife or something. You can't defend yourself. It's getting crazy. But this is concerning the sons, you know, and whooping their butts. Whooping their butts often, it says. Look what it says. It says, he that loveth his son, if you love him, it says, causes him often to feel the wrath, that he may have joy of him in the end. But if you don't, I mean, you're looking at it, that's why the young generation is so out of it, because, oh, I can't whoop him, just time out. Time out, what the hell is that? Time out, I wish I got some time out. I ain't never heard of no time out. Get out of here. Go ahead. So that showed that they loved us. Yeah, that showed that they loved us. deal with us in that fashion. Not, you know, we are the zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. But we are the people of the Most High while these things happen to us. Go ahead.
He that chastises his son shall have joy in him.
See, you chastise your son, you have joy in him. Read.
And shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances.
Yeah, it's going to be in order. Because he know all my old man had to do was look. You ain't have to say nothing, just look. That look was enough, you know what I mean? You know. And that mama had it too, boy. She had a look too, boy. Shoot. And that's how you grew up. Somebody look at you, you know, okay, let me straighten up. It ain't like nobody see me because somebody's straight looking at you. They will check you. It bears you in front of everybody. That's what a lot of these children need today. Go ahead.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
See, when you teach your son, man, you grieve the enemy. That's what it's saying. That's why I'm here, because they killed King Saul and his sons. Just like Haman, when we got Haman. You know about Haman during the time of Esther? Killed all his sons. Remember, he had to build the gallows to hang all of us on, and hung him and his sons on. Got rid of all of them. I'm going to tell you why. Read that again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 30, verse 3.
Right.
He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy.
So if you teach your son, man, you're going to grieve the enemy. Read.
And before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
That's right. Before his friends, you're going to have rejoice. You're going to be able to rejoice in front of your friends, man. Because they'll be like, wow, he's an orderly son, man. The son is all right, man. He's in order. Read.
Though his father died.
Though his father died now. Listen. Go ahead.
Yet he is as though he were not dead.
Though his father died, if you didn't taught your son right, it's almost like he have not died. Read.
For he hath left one behind him that is like himself.
See, he have left one behind him that is one like himself. Just like him. So you see why they would kill the sons? Because he left behind him one just like him. They're going to tell you, read.
While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful.
That's right, man. While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful. Read.
He left behind him an avenger.
Yeah. See, when he died, he wasn't sorrowful because he knew that, hey, he got somebody to carry on. Carry on, because he left behind him what?
He left behind him an avenger.
So he left behind him an avenger. An avenger. Somebody that's going to avenge it. Read.
Against his enemies.
Against his enemies. Read.
And one that shall requite kindness to his friend.
One that's going to show kindness to his friends. You know. Look at Psalm 27 and read 127, 3 to 5. But just showing you how the honor that King David had for King Saul. But read that.
Psalms chapter 127, verse 3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Most High, and the fruit of the womb is his reward.
That's right. Children are an inheritance of the Most High, and the fruit of the womb is his reward, man. Children. Go ahead.
As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth.
He said, as arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, man, so are children of the youth, man, at the young age. Read.
Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them.
That's right. Happy is the man that have his quiver full of children, man. Go ahead.
They shall not be ashamed.
Not be ashamed, read.
But they shall speak with the enemies in the gate.
That's right. They're going to speak with the enemies at the gate, in the gate. They're going to be rising up against him. If he die, if he live, they still going to be listening and learning and paying attention to their father. But see, right now, that's why you look at how a diabolical plan to take the father out of the house. So you have a father, you look at what it says here, so you got the mother to go by with a, so a white man, he pretty much told our women from slavery, they ain't got to deal with us. They ain't got to deal with us. I mean, they can go out there and do whatever they want to do, and that's the problem that we have, because they say, we don't need you. You know, they ain't have no problem with us from slavery, really, as far as us ruling over them. That's why it's so hard for them to find a woman that's going to be virtuous, that's going to actually allow a man to rule over her in these days and times, because they've been programmed. Just like we've been programmed, they've been programmed. We just got to come out of that programming. That's what this truth is about, to show you the right way. Or you're going to die. Most likely going to burn you up. He don't care. You hear what he's saying here. He said you leave a son behind to be an avenger. Not to be somebody that's going to be whipped to the enemy. No, an avenger. That's how we roll. And until we realize we were sold to our enemies, and everybody was sold to our enemies, not just the men, but the women and the children too, and the things that they have done. The main thing they're doing right now is effeminizing our men. Walking around with their pants off. Next thing you know, now they wearing skirts and dresses. You want to be successful, you got to put on this dress. You got to put on a skirt. And the women is like men. You don't know if they men or women. You know, like we be in Hollywood, man. You don't know who you talking to. Yeah.
Now it's coming up back now. It's unisex stores.
Yeah.
Unisex stores. Now all stores is unisex.
Unisex. What's that about?
When use clothes, men and women same clothes.
Man, get Ecclesiasticus 32 and read verse 7 to 9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 32, verse 7. Speak, young man, if there be need of thee.
Right, he says, speak if there be need of you. Read.
And yet scarcely when thou art twice asked.
Say, hey, you ain't saying nothing. Say, hey, speak scarcely when you are twice asked. First time you ain't saying nothing. The second time you have to say, hey, just speak a little. I'm gonna tell you, go ahead.
Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words.
So that, let your speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Not rattling off a whole lot of conversation. It says, let your speech be short, comprehending much in a few words. Read.
Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue.
Right. You got to hear what he's saying. A lot of times, man, you know, even though I know what I know, I don't say anything. I listen. Because listening is an art and responsibility. It says, be as one that knoweth, yet you hold your tongue. You don't have to speak about what it is that you know. Or you can find out what they know. You know what I mean? And learn something. Or you'll learn whether or not they're intelligent, or whether they're ignorant. You'll know whether they have light or what? Darkness. I mean, either or. Go ahead.
Verse 9. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them.
Oh, shoot, everybody's the same in Israel. Ain't everybody equal. Shoot. Ain't no great man in Israel. Everybody the same. Straight across the board. It said, you be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. Read.
And when ancient men are in place, use not many words.
That's how I grew up, though. That was the law of the land. Without them knowing that scripture. Older people was talking, you be quiet. You wouldn't run in their conversation. If you don't whip your butt, anybody gonna whip your butt. You just didn't do it. You just didn't do that.
Zeal of the Most High.
That's right. Verse 14.
Ecclesiastes chapter 32, verse 14. Whoso fears the Most High will receive his discipline.
That's right. If you fear the Most High, you're going to receive what?
His
You're
discipline.
going to receive his discipline, which is acting the right way, the proper way. Read.
And they shall seek him early.
You're going to seek him early.
And they that seek him early shall find favor.
That's right. You seek him early, you're going to find favor. Because you seek him late, it's too late. Then you're going to get favor, you're going to get the destruction of the Most High. When we say you're going to have. That's right, that's the calamity, right.
Fear comes.
That's where your fear covers. Read that again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 32, verse 14. Whoso feareth the Most High will receive his discipline.
You're going to receive his discipline. Read.
And they that seek him early shall find favor.
Yeah, you seek him early, you're going to find favor. So if you wait till too late, it's too late. You ain't going to find no favor from the Most High. Read.
He that seeketh the law shall be filled therewith, but the hypocrite will be offended therewith.
Offended thereat.
It's like it.
Right. He that seeketh the law shall be filled with the law. But the hypocrite, that's someone that's, saying I'm about it, I'm really about it, but they're really not. They're going to be offended when you tell them about the law. Go ahead.
They that fear the Most High shall find judgment, and shall kindle justice as a light.
That's right, man. You fear the Most High, you're gonna find judgment, the proper judgment, and shall kindle justice as a light, man. Because it's going to come from the laws of the Most High. Read.
A sinful man will not be reproved.
Sinful man will not be reproved. Oh, he sinned, but he's not. You can't tell him nothing about what he done wrong. Read.
But findeth an excuse according to his will.
You're going to find an excuse every time according to his will. Get Isaiah 33 and 6. He's going to always find an excuse according to his will. Well, it was because, you're going to have an excuse anyway. I don't even want to make up no excuse for nobody. But read this, Isaiah 33 and 6.
Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6.
Right.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
Right. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, man. Read.
And thy strength of salvation.
And strength of salvation, read.
The fear of the Most High is his treasure.
The fear of the Most High is his treasure, man. You want to be a part of the treasure of the Most High? Say the fear of the Most High is his treasure. No, we got to go to the fear of the Most High. Proverbs 1 and 7. Well, he said, you seek him early, you're going to find him, right?
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom.
Yeah, fools despise wisdom, read.
And instruction.
And instruction. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. The very beginning of knowledge. Jump to verse 22.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones?
How long, ye simple ones? He's calling you simple, read.
Will ye love simplicity?
Ye love simplicity. This world is real simple. That's why I say you take the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Go ahead.
And the scorners delight in their scorning. And fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof.
He said fools hate knowledge. He said turn you at his reproof. Go ahead.
Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refuse.
So you hear all the things that are coming out in the Spirit. We ask for the Holy Spirit. All the things that are coming out in the Spirit. He said he called, and he poured out his Spirit unto you, read.
I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
He stretched out his hand, and no man regarded. Read.
But ye have set at naught all my counsel.
His counsel was writing his words to the Most High. Oh, they ain't talking about me. They ain't dealing with me. Therefore, the Most High know that you're dealing with Satan, because you don't want to accept his counsel. Read.
And would none of my reproof.
So you didn't want to be reproved of the Most High. Go ahead.
I also will laugh at your calamity.
Now the Most High got a flavor. He said, I'm going to laugh at your calamity. Come on.
I will mock when your fear comes.
He's going to mock you when your fear comes. When you do start to fear, you do start to get afraid, he said, I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to make fun of you. I'm going to start talking about you. Read.
When your fear comes as desolation.
He said, when your fear comes, I'm going to take everything from you. When you start seeing everything, you losing things. You can't get ahead because the Most High is dealing with you and destroying you, taking everything away from you. Why you can't get ahead? Why you can't nothing ever happen that's positive going toward what you want and desire? Because he said, when your fear cometh as desolation, read.
And your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. And
your destruction gonna come as a whirlwind, as a tornado, or wipe things out, read.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you.
When distress and anguish come upon you, you start to get angry and start to go into depression. Go ahead.
Then shall they call upon me.
Then you're going to call upon them. Try and call upon them. Read.
But I will not answer.
See, I ain't going to hear you. I ain't going to even answer you. Come on.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Remember what he just said? He said, seek him early while he could be found. So they're going to seek him early. When he started to destroy him, say, but they ain't going to be able to find him. Wow. Read.
For that they hated knowledge.
Yeah, they don't want to study. They don't want to do the things they're supposed to be doing. Say they hate. That show that you hate knowledge. Read.
And did not choose the fear of the Most High.
Did not choose the fear of the Most High. Read.
They would none of my counsel.
So you ain't want none of his counsel. Come on.
They despised all my reproof.
Despised all this reproof, man. Give me Ecclesiasticus 7 and 17. Ecclesiasticus 7 and 17. They ain't want to hear what the Most High has to say. And we hear it, that's why we gotta eat the whole roll, man. We gotta eat the whole thing. Gotta eat it all before it's too late.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 17. Humble thy soul greatly, for the vengeance of the unrighteous is fire and worm.
That's what he said. Humble thy spirit, man, greatly. Greatly. Humble yourself greatly, it says. For the vengeance of the unrighteous is fire and worms, man. And we know about that fire and worms. Let's get that in the last two verses of Isaiah, 66th chapter. We know about that fire and worms, man. 66 and 22, start there. This in the kingdom. Let's read about it.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 22. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make.
It's the kingdom. It's the new heaven and new earth, which the Most High gonna make. Read.
Shall remain for me.
Come on.
Saith the Most High.
Go ahead.
So shall your seed and your name remain.
That's right. Our lineage, our seed, and our name gonna remain. Come on.
And this shall come to pass.
It's gonna come to pass. It's the future in the kingdom. Read.
That from one new moon to another.
From one what?
One new moon to another.
So we rehearsing the righteous acts. We're supposed to be having the new moons, because it's saying in the kingdom from one new moon to another, the first day of the month to another. Read.
And from one Sabbath.
One Sabbath. Read.
To another.
One Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week, to the next seventh day of the week. Read.
Shall all flesh come to worship before me.
All flesh gonna come to worship before the Most High. Who said it?
Said the Most High.
That's right, said the Most High. Read.
And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me.
So we're going to go forth and look upon the dead bodies of the men that have transgressed against the Most High, have sinned against the Most High. Read.
For their word shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh.
That's in the kingdom. He said their word's not going to die, and their fire's never going to be quenched. I mean, they're going to be burnt up continually, and the worms going to be eating them up continually. That's why this is no joke, man. This is serious as serious can be, how we have to think and be. So we get caught up in thinking that, okay, the Most High, just like the world thinks that, okay, you're just going to go die and go to heaven no matter what you've done. He's telling you here, there's going to be people in the kingdom when he produces a new earth and a new heavens, that the fire's never going to be quenched and the worms never going to die. We don't want to be those. That's why we work hard, hopefully, to not be there where everybody looking at you and saying, wow, man, because we're going to hate this. So it's going to be a hating to us. We're still going to have to deal with it. It's going to keep us right, man. That's going to keep us straight. Think about it. You see that every Sabbath, man, till the Most High release it. If he do, I don't know.